Welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about solving two-step equation word problems. Now, if you're just interested in learning about solving two-step equations, I do have a separate video on that, and I will link that down below and in a pinned comment. But for this video specifically, we're going to be focusing on two-step equation word problems. So reading the word problem and actually putting the context of the word problem into it. So let's jump in. So just a reminder, how do we solve two-step equations? We need to imply inverse operations using the reverse order of the operations. So we're going to first undo addition and subtraction, then undo multiplication and division, then undo exponents, and then undo brackets. That said, in practice for this video specifically, there's just going to be probably the first two, right? It's just two-step equations, not four steps. So probably we'll either undo addition or subtraction for each question, and then we'll undo multiplication or division for each question as well. Or if it was just one of these, if it was just either one or two, that'd be one-step equations, and I have a video on that as well, but that's not this one. All right, so here's an example. A book costs $12 more than twice the price of a notebook. If the total cost of both is $48, what is the cost of a notebook? Okay, so let's talk about this. So we know, let's say that B is for book and N is for notebook in this situation. Okay, so a book costs $12 more than twice the price of a notebook. So the book's cost is equal to $12 more than, so 12 plus something, 12 more than twice the price of a notebook, so 12 plus 2n. If the total cost of both is $48, what's the cost of a notebook? So when they say the total cost of both is $48, that means B plus N, so the cost of the book plus the notebook, is equal to $48. And the question is, then what's the cost of a notebook? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to first rearrange the second equation here. So we have B equals something and then B equals something else. So if I subtract n from both sides here, I get that B is equal to 48 minus n. So now we have two equations that tell us what B is. B is simultaneously equal to $48 minus n, and it's equal to 12 plus 2n. So if both of these things are the same, if both of these are just the cost of a book, we can equate them to find the cost of a notebook. So that will be 12 plus 2n is equal to 48 minus n. My next goal is to get everything with n on the left and everything without on the right. So first, to undo the minus n on the right, I'm going to add n to both sides. If I do that, I get 2n plus n is 3n, and then over here I just get nothing. And then I'll copy down the rest of the parts of the question. Now I need to get everything that is not an n from my left to my right. So I'm going to do that by subtracting 12 from both sides. If I subtract 12 over here, I get 12 minus 12, which is nothing, which was the point of us doing this. And then over here on the right, I get 48 minus 12, which is 36. Therefore, 3n is equal to 36. Then if I divide both sides by 3, I get that n is equal to 12. And so therefore, the cost of a notebook is $12. All right, let's try a second example. A rectangle has a perimeter of 50 meters. If the length of the rectangle is 5 meters more than twice its width, what is the width of the rectangle? So first of all, we know that the perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width, right? So 2 length plus 2w is equal to the perimeter, which in this case is 50 meters. Then it says the length of the rectangle, so length, is equal to 5 meters more than twice the width. So 5 meters more than is 5 plus, and then twice the width would be 2 times the width, 2 times w. So the question is, what is the width of the rectangle? Okay, so in this situation, we know that 2L plus 2W is 50, and we know that L is equal to 5 plus 2W. So I'm going to rewrite this first equation here, but instead of writing L this time, I'm going to write 5 plus 2W, because we know that from the second equation that 5 plus 2W and L are the same thing. So we're going to have 2 times, instead of L, 5 plus 2W, plus the 2W right here is equal to 50. Then I'll use the distributive property to simplify the left. So 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 2W is 4W, plus another 2W is 50. Then if I collect like terms on my left, 4W plus 2W is 6W. And if I subtract 10 off both sides, these cancel and I get equals to 40. Then if I divide both sides by 6, I get that W is equal to 40 over 6, which if we divide both those by 2, that's going to be 20 over 3. And so therefore, the answer is that the width is equal to 20 over 3 meters. Or if we wanted to turn that into a mixed number, 6 times 3 is 18. So that leaves a remainder of 2. So this is also equal to 6 and 2/3 of a meter. All right, well, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comment section, and we'll see you for the next one.